Hi, everyone. My name is Begi Dube. I'm so happy to be here with you all and just listening to all the previous conversations and presentations and all the amazing products around the world. I am from Johannesburg in South Africa, and I am the founder and group CEO of CURIOCITY. We've got a network of hybrid hotels, hostels, and travel experiences across South Africa, really ranging from Johannesburg in the vibrant Maboneng neighborhood that has gone through a lot of urban regeneration, art galleries, theaters, museums, stretching all the way to the cradle of humankind in Johannesburg and all the way to Cape Town. And really, ours is to share an African story, ours is to really create one, jobs in the communities that we are in, create a brand that's youth led, that's local led, and that's trying to share the stories of these neighborhoods that we are in. Nothing really exists without the context and content. And I personally believe that we are descendants of African griots, storytellers, writers, and poets. So before embarking on my journey in opening Curiosity, I was doing walking tours of Johannesburg. And from doing those walking tours, I learned that these curious citizens, these curious travelers, were looking for something more deeper than just mere rubbernecking on a tourist bus and flying out. They were looking to connect with the local communities. They were looking to connect with the spaces that they're going into and really go in depth into these communities that we are in. So our journey started about 10 years ago in Johannesburg in a very vibrant community called Maboneng. Maboneng in direct translation means a place of light. It's a Sesotho word. And what we were doing really in this particular neighborhood is that we're buying old industrial buildings that are abandoned, dilapidated, and converting them into hotels, hybrid hotels, restaurants, bars, and theaters, and trying to make life out of something that a lot of people had forgotten about. So, what we do, other than just giving people accommodation, is that we really take them on immersive experiences and journeys in the cities that we are in, whether it's a city cycle ride, an inner city public art walk, letting them connect with entrepreneurs that are shaping the ecosystem of what Johannesburg is. So we take people to spaces like Soweto. Soweto is one of the oldest townships in Johannesburg. This is where Nelson Mandela and Desmond Tutu, Nobel Peace Prize winners, had basically their homes in Soweto. In Maboneng, we invite a lot of street artists that come and beautify and paint murals in the neighborhood. We've got the largest collection of street art, ranging from local artists to international artists that have painted murals around our cities. And part of our guests then get to really go on these immersive experiences that have shaped our entire ecosystems. We also really curate personalized dinners in the ecosystem that we are in, and these dinners really take you on a pan-African dining experience across Africa. And we partner with local chefs, women-led chefs that have passion for the culinary industry itself. And as I mentioned earlier, also trying to encourage people to look at different mobility strategies in exploring Johannesburg. I am going to stretch you now to a new project that we've just opened. We opened this in the height of the pandemic. It's in a very, very important geography in the human evolution, in the cradle of humankind. And in that particular region, we've opened a place called Farmhouse 58. And what Farmhouse 58 tries to do really is it tries to encourage people to connect to themselves, others, and nature. And using regenerative farming principles, working with local communities. So as you can see in our build processes, we've basically been inspired by African concentric circles as how we build these spaces. We've used rammed earth materials in building our properties and taking people from the local communities and villages to be able to use these sustainable building techniques. And then thereafter, all our food comes from the local farms, and it comes from the regenerative farms that we've basically rehabilitated. So everything is farm to table, and all the staff members that work within these spaces are people that were either unemployed, didn't know how to build, didn't know how to cook, and then we play an active role in imparting basically these skills. And other than it being a farming space, playing a part in regenerative farming principles, we are also very much connected to just wellness practices. So ensuring that we're preserving African indigenous knowledge systems. The cradle of humankind is very important because it's not only where they found the oldest human fossils, but a very important archaeologist called Professor Lee Berger recently has also showcased that we found fossils that are older than pre-human species. And these pre-human species had meaning making ceremonies, but also walked underground with fire. So this particular region of the world is about to really explode and become probably one of the most curious destinations in the world itself. We're going to stretch now to probably one of the most beautiful cities in the world, which is Cape Town. In Cape Town, we've got about 3 different assets there. And within this particular region, we've got a site in Greenpoint. It's a hybrid hotel, and everything from our headboards to our linen to the interiors, we've worked with local designers, local artists, local tour curators, and basically furnishing and establishing these particular properties itself, and really trying to say, how do we create a Pan-African narrative within the Cape Town landscape? It's more than just the mountains, it's more than just the sea. What lays beneath the city? And creating routes that really encourage the visitor to go beyond, the facade and unveil what's beneath the city. So people can take part in some of our Black Route walking tours. We take people to spaces like Chimurenga, which is a Pan-African library. We take people to selective hearing. Cape Town's probably one of the best jazz spaces. So our efforts, even though we're a hospitality and travel company, we try and connect the visitor or the locale to basically other entrepreneurs and other businesses. As we know, the dollar that you spend within a tourism business has ripple effects in creating jobs and sustainability in many other businesses around the geographies that we operate in. We've also opened a site in Table View in Cape Town. Again, here we took old buildings that were abandoned. No one was really taking care of them, and we flipped them into functional spaces that now offer accommodation, but also create jobs for the people that come and stay with us within these geographies itself. So this new establishment that we have here is called Salt, which is operated by us, Curiosity. And what it has is it's got basically 12 villas, which operate on Google Play, and everything within the villas itself looks at basically responsible tourism practices. It's upcycles, it's recycled, it's repurposed. And then attached to it, we also have a backpackers called Salty Cracks. And Salty Cracks itself, we take volunteers from across the world that come and take part and play an active role in local crashes, in local schools, in teaching kids within those communities, whether they want to do skateboarding lessons, surfing lessons, and they take part as well in painting and homework within the communities that they are in. And now, as you know, on the 18th of July, we embarking on celebrating Mandela. It's a 10th year since the passing of Mandela. And what the Mandela Foundation really has come on and said is that the legacy of Mandela lives on, and we'll be, as Curiosity, encouraging our visitors, encouraging our guests and our community to help us in basically going into some of these local crashes and local schools in doing a clean and painting exercise within the communities that we are in itself. I had some videos that I wanted to share with you guys. We'll be sharing. Now, yeah, if you're able to share them, we can share them with everyone here, just to paint that picture. Yes, please. so much. So yeah, so we're more than just, four walls, a door, some windows. So what we try and do really is to encourage people to get out and connect with these spaces that we are in. Encourage them to really meet local artists, local citizens, and then that way the itineraries become more meaningful than just mere tourist rubbernecking itself. We invite a lot of artists as well within our ecosystems that come and collaborate with local artists within South Africa. And then that way there's this cross-continent conversation that takes place more than just a typical itinerary. I
Thanks so
thank
much,
you.
Becky. That was an amazing presentation. What an incredible collection of places to stay and experiences. And just for our travel agent guests, are you working with any UK tour operators yet? Or would they need to kind of come to the Curiosity website direct and be sort of working directly with you?
So we've got a few UK operators that we work with and that also work with local DMCs here.
Okay.
I wouldn't know them off the top of my head, but you can contact us at the curiosity.africa website. My email address is Bheki, Bheki, at curiosity.africa, and we'll be able to just connect all the dots and move the needle forward.
Brilliant. Yeah, perhaps I'll ask you to send me the details on the operators that agents can book with. That would be brilliant. Thanks so much. Wonderful presentation. Thanks very much, Becky. I think we are going to get a nudge any second now to hop over to meet Jesus from the Spanish Tourist Office. So see you all there in a moment. Thanks so much, Becky.